Hidden cancer signs. 5 itchy spots seniors must know. Have you ever felt a persistent itch in a specific spot on your body? Even without mosquito bites, allergies, or using new products? You might simply dismiss it as dry skin and move on. However, if you've passed the age of 60, such minor signs should not be taken lightly. In this video, I want to share with you something seemingly insignificant, yet it could save a life if detected early. These are 5 special itchy spots on the body that could be the first signals of cancer. Appearing even before pain, swelling, or any other obvious symptoms. It might sound hard to believe, but through many years of medical practice, both in Vietnam and internationally, doctors have noted these itchy spots repeatedly appearing in patients with cancers such as lymphoma, pancreatic cancer, skin cancer, breast cancer, or genital cancer. What's unique about these itches is that they are not like normal itches. They are not simply due to dry skin, don't subside after applying cream, and particularly, they keep returning to the same spot day after day. In today's video, I will explore each location with you, explaining why it itches there, its connection to the internal body, and how to distinguish a common itch from an alarming signal from within. And I want to emphasize, this is not a video to make you worried or scared. Its purpose is for you to better understand and be more proactive with your body. Because the earlier it's detected, the higher the chance of successful treatment. If you're watching this video, please stay until the end. It could be you or a loved one whose body is trying to speak. Now, let's begin with the first sign. 1. Persistent itching in the lower legs. Don't dismiss it lightly. Do you ever find yourself constantly scratching your shins or calves? Especially at night? No rash, no insect bites, no new shower gel, but you just can't stop scratching. And applying cream doesn't help? If this is happening to you and has lasted for several weeks or longer, your body might be sending a very important signal. In many cases, especially in older adults, prolonged itching in the lower legs has been noted as an early sign of lymphoma, a type of cancer affecting the immune and lymphatic systems. Why the lower legs? Because when cancer cells begin to form in the lymphatic system, they release a large amount of inflammatory substances. These substances travel throughout the body, but they often irritate nerve endings under the skin in the leg area. This makes you feel a burning itch, even though the skin surface looks completely normal, no redness, no peeling, but the itch is deep, dull, and becomes more uncomfortable at night. I vividly remember the case of Mr. Tan, 72 years old. Living in Nam Dinh, he recounted, "At first, I thought it was due to a dirty mat or dry skin in the cold season. But strangely, I only itched right on the front of my shin. It didn't spread anywhere else. And no matter how much I scratched, it wouldn't stop, and I couldn't sleep soundly." He went to a dermatologist twice, applied medication for weeks, but it didn't improve. Finally, when he started feeling constantly tired and lost a few kilograms for no apparent reason, the doctor ordered blood tests and scans. The results showed that he had enlarged lymph nodes in his chest, a clear sign of early-stage lymphoma. And he said something I'll never forget: the itch, it turns out, saved me. It sounds simple, but Mr. Tan's story is not isolated. Itching in the lower leg area, when there's no clear reason, not due to soap, no bites, no red rash, is when you need to listen to your body. Especially if it's accompanied by other signs like night sweats, unexplained fatigue, or weight loss despite normal eating. The advice here is very simple. If you experience persistent itching in your lower legs for many weeks that doesn't go away despite trying various methods, see a doctor and request a blood test or lymph node check. Because the skin doesn't always show clear signs, but the nervous and immune systems have been reacting silently, the body always finds a way to speak up. And sometimes, even a persistent itch can be a way to save yourself. 2. Deep itching between the shoulder blades. Beware of internal issues. If you frequently feel a dull itch between your shoulder blades, in your upper back, and scratching only makes it worse, you shouldn't be complacent. Many older adults think this is due to back sweat, sleeping on a hot mattress, or wearing clothes that are too tight. But when that itch lasts for weeks, with no red rash, and doesn't improve with topical medication, your body is trying to signal something from deep within. Specifically, itching in the upper back, near the spine or between the shoulder blades, has been noted by doctors as one of the early signs of pancreatic cancer. a disease that is very difficult to detect in its early stages. It might sound unrelated, the pancreas is in the abdomen. So why the back itch? In reality, when a tumor in the pancreas presses on the bile duct, it prevents bile from draining normally. Bile accumulates in the body, and bile salts spread into the bloodstream, irritating peripheral nerves, and the upper back is an area rich in sensory nerves. Simply put, when the pancreas is obstructed, bile builds up, and the nerves in the back are gently poked daily, leading to a deep itch that cannot be scratched away. I still remember Ms. Hong, 70 years old, from Bac Lu, who came for an examination for a very strange reason. Doctor, for months now, I've been itching right in the middle of my back, in just one spot, scratching until my skin peeled, but it still wouldn't go away. She changed her mattress, changed her soap, stopped wearing wired bras. Nothing worked. Coincidentally, during a routine general checkup, her liver enzymes were found to be abnormally high. An ultrasound showed bile duct compression, and subsequently, a scan revealed a small tumor at the head of her pancreas. She said, "If it wasn't for that itch, I probably wouldn't have gone to the doctor." And thanks to that seemingly harmless itch, the tumor was discovered when it was still very small, with a high chance of successful treatment. So, if you are experiencing a deep, unexplained itch in your upper back, with no redness, no allergies, and no relief from topical medications, don't hesitate to get it checked, especially if it's accompanied by signs like dark urine, pale stools, poor appetite, or unexplained fatigue. Get your liver and bile function tested immediately. The back is very far from the pancreas, but in the human body, everything is closely connected, and often, an itch on your back is the very first bell from your pancreas in the front. The body doesn't speak clearly with words, but it knows how to give subtle hints if we just listen. 3. Itchy scalp even without dandruff or flakes. Do you ever find your scalp constantly itching, especially in the afternoon or evening? You change your shampoo, keep your head airy, but it still doesn't get better? Many people simply think it's dry scalp due to weather or an allergy to cosmetics. But if this itch keeps recurring, without dandruff, redness, or peeling, then this might not be just a skin issue but a sign from within your body. It might sound strange, but many cases of persistent scalp itching in older adults have been found to be early manifestations of leukemia or skin cancer in the head area. Why is this so? When leukemia cells begin to develop, the body reacts by increasing immune activity, leading to the release of inflammatory substances. These substances constantly stimulate the sensory nerves under the scalp, creating a dull, uncomfortable itch, even though the skin surface looks completely normal. Additionally, some skin cancers in the head area, especially in people with thinning hair or baldness, can start with just a slightly rough, itchy patch of skin, easily mistaken for dry skin or mild fungus. I vividly remember the case of Mr. Lamb, 73 years old. Living in Hue, he recounted, "I kept itching on just one side of my head. Behind my ear, it wouldn't stop even after washing my hair. There was no dandruff, no rash. It felt like something was crawling underneath but I couldn't see it." After trying several shampoos, he still didn't improve. It wasn't until he felt frequently tired and went for a general checkup that the doctor ordered blood tests and found abnormally high white blood cell counts. Finally, a bone marrow biopsy confirmed early-stage leukemia. Fortunately, he was detected in time thanks to that persistent itch. You see, the scalp is a very sensitive area but also very easy to overlook. Because we pay less attention, it's difficult to observe, and we often attribute all itching to dry skin or shampoo. So, if you or a loved one are experiencing persistent scalp itching, with no dandruff, no flaking, no relief despite changing care products, and additional symptoms like fatigue, easy bruising, or unusual hair loss, then bravely go for a checkup. A simple blood test can help you detect abnormalities early. Furthermore, since it's hard for you to see your entire scalp, ask a family member, hairdresser, or nurse to help observe your head area for any persistent rough patches or red spots. A persistent itch with no clear reason is never a small matter. The body always has a way to communicate with you. The important thing is whether you choose to listen. 4. Itching around the chest or breast area could be an internal warning. If you are a woman, or even a man, and you notice that the area around your chest, especially around the nipple or under the breast, starts to itch dully and persistently. You should take some time to listen to your body. Many people think it's just due to tight clothing, sweating, or washing clothes with strong detergent. But if you change clothes, change detergent, apply cream, and it still doesn't go away, and the itch keeps recurring every day in the exact same spot, then it's no longer just a superficial skin issue. In many cases, itching in the breast area has been an early sign of inflammatory breast cancer. A specific type of cancer that doesn't always present with a clear lump as we might think. Instead, it manifests through the skin, often as a slight thickening of the skin around the breast, a mild burning sensation or itching, sometimes mild redness, irritation like an allergy, or simply a feeling of skin change that isn't clearly visible. I once treated a female patient named Ms. Liu, 69 years old. From Ben Trey, she said, "I kept feeling a slight itch around my right breast, as if something was gently rubbing inside. I changed my bra, stopped wearing underwired bras, applied anti-allergy medicine, but it still didn't go away." She was hesitant to see a doctor, thinking it was due to old age and hormonal changes after menopause. But a few months later, she noticed the skin around the itchy area started to feel slightly rough and thicken, like orange peel. At that point, an ultrasound and biopsy revealed inflammatory breast cancer, a type that progresses quite rapidly if not treated promptly. But thanks to her seeking medical attention when the skin just started to change, treatment was timely and favorable. What's notable is that her first symptom was not pain, not a lump, but just itching. And this doesn't only happen to women. Men can also get breast cancer. Although it's rare, it's even more easily overlooked because many men don't pay attention. A gentleman in Da Nang, Mr. Kwong, 72 years old, recounted that he had an itch in just a small spot near his left nipple, and sometimes felt a slight internal tenderness. There was no rash at all, but it kept recurring daily. After the doctor ordered a mammogram and biopsy, he was also diagnosed with early-stage breast cancer. So, if you feel an itch at a fixed spot on your chest, with no clear cause, lasting for many weeks, and not improving despite changing clothes or applying topical medications, go to the doctor as soon as possible, especially if it's accompanied by signs like the itchy area thickening, changing color, nipple changes in shape or unusual discharge, lymph nodes under the armpit, or a feeling of breast heaviness. Don't wait until you feel a lump to see a doctor, because some types of cancer don't leave lumps, only sensations, and sometimes that small itchy sensation is a warning gift from your body, allowing you to detect it early, preserving your health and life. 5. Persistent itching in the anal or genital area. Don't be shy and ignore it. This may be the most difficult part to talk about, but it's also the most important. Many people, especially older adults, silently endure itching in the anal or genital area, thinking it's a sensitive matter, inconvenient to discuss. In reality, all of us have experienced discomfort in this area at times, perhaps due to internal heat, allergies, or inadequate hygiene. But if that itch persists for weeks, even months, despite thorough hygiene, applying medication, changing underwear, and adhering to dietary restrictions, and it still doesn't go away, then it's time to listen to your body. Many studies and clinical cases in Vietnam show that prolonged itching in the genital area, especially if it only itches on one side or a small, fixed area, can be a very early sign of rare cancers such as anal cancer, vulvar cancer in women, or penile cancer in men. Let me tell you a true story. Mr. Duong, 76 years old, from Tay Ninh, came for an examination because of a persistent burning itch around his anus for nearly a year. He thought it was hemorrhoids, applied medication, ate green vegetables, drank plenty of water, but it still didn't improve. The itch didn't cause him pain, but it made him uncomfortable all day, especially at night. Finally, during an anal endoscopy as advised by the doctor, he was found to have a small tumor deep inside. Early-stage anal cancer, he said. Luckily, I wasn't afraid to go for a checkup, because that seemingly trivial itch was what saved me. As for women, after menopause, many mistake itching in the genital area for hormonal changes. But in reality, there are cases of vulvar cancer that begin with just an itch on one side, or a slightly rough, uneven skin texture. A woman named Diem, 68 years old, from Qinjiang, said, "At first, I thought it was a mild infection. But no matter what vaginal medication I used, it wouldn't go away. It was itchy on one side, persistent, and itched more at night." She went for a gynecological exam and a biopsy revealed abnormal cells right at the edge of the genital area. It was a precancerous condition. If she had delayed a few more months, it could have progressed to a more difficult-to-treat stage. Therefore, dear friend, if you, or a loved one, have symptoms such as itching in a small area around the anus or genitals, itching without reason, lasting for many weeks or longer, not subsiding despite thorough care, a burning sensation, taut skin, slight roughness, or skin discoloration, then please do not hesitate. Go see a doctor, because life is more valuable than shyness. We should not be ashamed to listen to our bodies. On the contrary, daring to care, daring to go for checkups, daring to ask questions is how you protect yourself and those who love you. An itch, sometimes very small, can be a big signal. If you find it keeps coming back for no clear reason, don't dismiss it. Conclusion: sometimes, a small itch can save a lifetime. Dear friend, we have just gone through 5 seemingly harmless itchy spots that could be the silent signals your body is trying to send. 1. Itching in the lower legs, sometimes an early sign of lymphoma. 2. Itching between the shoulder blades, potentially related to pancreatic cancer. 3. Persistent scalp itching, linked to leukemia or skin cancer. 4. Itching around the chest, breast area, an early warning of breast cancer, even in men. 5. Itching in the anal or genital area, an initial sign of cancer in sensitive regions. Not everyone who experiences itching has cancer. But the most important thing is not to stay silent, not to ignore it, not to be afraid to get examined. Your body is constantly trying to communicate with you every day, not with words but with sensations. And when you choose to listen, even if it's just a recurring itch, you give yourself a chance to live healthier, longer. This video is not meant to scare you, but to make you trust your intuition, to understand that early detection doesn't require modern machinery. It starts with small observations, with a question to yourself: why does it keep itching in that exact spot? If you found today's content helpful, please leave a comment below. It could be a feeling, or simply, I will pay more attention. Your sharing will motivate us and help others become aware of this. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click the subscribe button and turn on notifications, not just to receive more videos, but to not miss any important signals from your own body. Because you still have many things to live for. There are still people who need you, and you deserve to live healthily and peacefully every day. Thank you for listening. See you in the next videos.